PL74 just says, how will Clare full backline deal with TJ and Cody? And this was something I put to you, JJ. The game has changed. There's no doubt it has changed. But if you were looking at Galway and Tip the other night and you're saying Tip cannot win primary ball, like while the game has changed, the idea of winning a high ball is still as important as ever. I put that to you firstly. Is that skill still as important as ever? And in your own playing career, you would have been one of the best, most proficient players in the air. Is there anything in particular you did to develop that or work on it?
It was probably just kind of routine, even just poking around before training. It was just going through your routine of having your hurl up in the air and jumping, getting off the ground. I think that's the biggest thing that you can do is get off the ground, because attack the ball at its highest. See a lot of people that don't catch the ball and are just waiting for it to fall down. And you're waiting for you're bringing a lot of variables into it that shouldn't really be there. You can take them out of it by getting into the sky and attacking at the highest point, because if your opponent is waiting for it and you jump up there, you have a huge advantage there as well. Like, but
just on that, JJ, is it all about that's all to do with timing as well? That's you judging when to be up and when the ball is at, because a lot I've even in matches myself, it's not worse than when you get caught under the ball. You're a sitting duck. You're done. Yeah. So it's all about timing it and attacking it at that highest point.
It is. You're not worse when you're caught in the back foot. When you're back in one and he's gone, and you know what I mean. You're not going to make it up. You're either going to pull and give away a free, or you're jumping and he's gone around you by the time you're on the ground again. You know the kind of way. So it is. That's when I go back to when you're poking around before training. Like, don't be just waiting for the ball to come in and go into your hand. Get up off the ground and go attack it as if someone is there beside you. You know, and it is about timing, and even with forwards, I'm playing with the forwards now as well, so it's completely different kind of variable. It's that I'm trying to let the forward or the back out in front of me so I can go and play his hurl again, go from behind me again.
You hardly played hurl, yeah.
No. It's just giving away secrets here now.
Kieran, would you be like the high ball? While hurling has changed, the high ball is still crucial. And even this year, I think we've kind of seen even that high ball into the edge of the square has come back at different stages, and it's been maybe utilised a bit more maybe than in recent years.
Yeah, it is.
Even though the game has changed, Michael, I suppose the art in defending hasn't changed. And the bottom line is, unless you need to attack the ball, whether that's coming in low or high, if you want to get the ball. And, if it's in a 50-50 situation, as JJ said, and JJ is slightly unique now, because he's probably the one guy that I'd say if 3 high balls went in, he'd definitely catch 2, if not 3. But I suppose the modern defenders, as JJ said, for the 50-50 ball, they're just putting the hand up. So that is very dangerous, because it's a breaking ball and it could break anywhere. Like, I don't mind a defender challenging for a high ball, but he must come down with it. And it won't fall into your hands. So you have to get off the ground and you have to attack it. And I suppose there's a lot of defending going on presently at the moment. And there's a lot of goals being leaked from going up trying to catch the ball, and they're not catching it cleanly. So that's a serious act, Michael, because there's not too many defenders out there that actually can perfect that skill as JJ did. Because, if a fullback is going up to catch the ball, I have no issue with that, but you must come down with the ball in your hand.
Yeah, just a question here for you, JJ. High ball into the full back line is different to high ball in a half back line from a defensive point of view. Like, they're two different beasts, aren't they?
Yeah. When you're set, when you're in the half back line, it's easier in the high ball, especially, look back in my day, the puck out was always into the half forward line anyway. So you're setting yourself, you're comfortable on the 45-yard line, probably certainly send 10 yards forward or 10 yards back. That's where the ball is going to be landing. In the full back line, it's completely different dynamic, reason being that if you're in the full back and the high ball comes in, it's usually from general play. So the attacker is not right beside you. He could be moving left and right, so you don't know which way what face to stand on. If you stand on his right hand side, it could go into the left corner, and you're giving them a bit of space to poke it in. So it's a lot more quick, and you have to react a lot more in the full back line for a high ball coming in. If a big high looping ball is the one you want as a full back, because you can actually set your feet, and the opposition guy has to come in beside you, because he can't stand away from you, because everyone is looking at where the ball is going to drop. So if he's not there beside you, he's showing a bit of weakness there by not going in. So the high looking ball is fine. The one that's kind of head high, that's traveling at speed, or even from the right half back into left corner, they're the hardest one, because you'll end up, if you're going to commit to the ball and defenders in front of you or the attackers in front of you, if you go too hard, you'll push the defender or the attacker in the back, and you go away free there as well. But with the high looping ball in on top of the edge of square, edge of the 14, I think that's the one that full back who's comfort under the high ball. That's the one he wants. He doesn't want the one that he's moving and jumping in as well, because it's like Kieran said, if you're moving and jumping, you miss the ball, you're on the ground, man gets it, it's in the goal, and that's it, you know what I mean? But going back to the game changing, if you have guys to win the ball in the air, TJ Reid, Owen Cody, Aaron Gallan, get the ball into them as quickly, one-on-one, out in front, because a lot of full backline want to go out in front, to think the ball is going to go that way. That's why Aaron Gallan gets so many goals. He goes out in front, and that's why the ball in from the Limerick midfielders, Darragh Dunn especially, looks up to see if the defender's in front of Aaron Gallan. He just pop it over high, and Gallan is so good in the air, he catch it over you and bang it. And nothing worse than the defender when the attacker catches the ball over you, you're looking around and the ball's in the back of the net. It's just heartbreaking. No matter what you could win the next 5 balls. That's the one you're going to be thinking about after the game. It's just a killer for a corner.
JJ, if you were on TJ or Aaron Gallan tomorrow morning, you know, and I know the first few high balls that would come in, you'd hardly be going up trying to catch the ball.
Try and back yourself, Anna. You know the kind of way. If you did, it's
yeah. But I suppose where I'm coming from here, I suppose TJ especially, you know, it would be very strong on a high ball.
Yeah.
So myself personally, I would be playing the ball. So all I do would be go up in front and tip it, right? And if I did 1 or 2 of those, then I might try the third one, see how it would go. But my point here is I wouldn't give him any slight advantage in winning the first ball or the second ball. Whatever happens, it wouldn't go through. At worst to drop, and at best to go forward.
Yeah. But if you did, if you did win the ball off him and caught it off him, it's a huge psychological win for you, for I'm saying.
Of course, that's the point, yeah.
It's whoever wins it, that's the key. You have to.
It is, that's the one, the first ball.
Yeah. So,
Kieran, I might just throw one at you because I know you have to go. POL or Detox 101 says, can you ask Kieran, what does success look like for Limerick long term? Is it X number of All-Irelands won, or is it consistently been in the semi-final, or bringing through X number of young fellas? I suppose that's, you know, is this a generational team that's going to win All-Irelands for Limerick and you're going to disappear off the radar? Or, you know, are you consistently going to be All-Ireland contenders? Well, that's what he's asking.
Yeah, I think, Shane, actually, for the last 2 years, they're actually they're in the middle of developing all the time with the new players that are coming in, and Adam English and Colin Coughlin. Like, the development underage structure in Limerick is pretty strong, Mike. And, you know, it isn't slowing up. And if they're not successful at the minor 17s or 20s and not progressing, winning All Irelands and Munster Championships, I wouldn't be that concerned with that, provided the conveyor belt is moving and you're plucking out 2 or 3 nearly every second or third year. And that's what appears to be happening here at the moment. You know, so success for Limerick at the moment, really, Mike, in my own opinion, is being a serious force, I suppose, staying consistent and being in the shake-up every year, there or thereabouts. I suppose emulating what Kilkenny did for years. Limerick are now have put themselves in that position. Now the big one here is to stay consistent and to keep it going. And as I said, all the structures are presently in place for that kind of process to work, for want of a better word.
The knock-on effect of that then as well is the Limerick, the young kids looking at this Limerick team saying, this is absolutely phenomenal. I can see where I can go in the future. And as Kieran said, it's a structure's in place, and the kids have an appetite of going out after every Limerick game, poking the ball in the wall, or down to the field the next day saying, I want to be next Keane Lynch, or Garrod Hegarty, or Aaron Gallan. It's a huge thing to have it within your own county. You'd always admire other counties, but once you have it in your own county and you see the lads walking down the street, say, Jesus, I want to be like that. You know the kind of way. And once the structure is there, and Kieran said the structure is there, the appetite of you can't beat your own county winning, to get the young lads involved there again. And I suppose Limerick is probably, you'd be pulled from a few sports, but I say the hurling now probably must be first and foremost in a lot of kids' minds, saying that I've seen Limerick winning for the last few years and I want to be a part of that in the future as well. So if you can maintain over the last few years, you see them young lads coming through there again, and it's going to improve the whole county as a whole. It can't, but not.
And JJ, even driving through the city there, I've been to the city a lot every day, you know, where there wouldn't be pockets of hurling. No matter what day you went around the city, even the so-called tough areas of the city, they're out with hurling. Do you know what I mean? It's massive, absolutely massive around South Hill, Myross, any of these places. you've young gossoons and young girls left and on the right and in patches of green with the hurley. So that'll tell you the effect that it has inside there.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.